Events. Reacts allows you to schedule or join a session with one or more of your React's contacts. When you schedule a session, you are acting as the host, while when you are joining a session, you are acting as an attendee. Let's first discuss how to schedule a React session. From the main menu, click on the Events thumbnail. This will bring you to the Events menu, which includes three subsections: Schedule, Upcoming, and Past. Click on the Schedule thumbnail. This brings you to the section where you enter all details related to the React's event that you want to schedule. In the upper left portion of the panel, you will find the event type, which is set to Session by default. Right underneath, you will need to enter your event title. Underneath the title, your name as the host is indicated by default. The next step is for you to enter the date, time, and estimated duration of the event. You can then enter a description of the event or any other pertinent details about the event in the Additional Event Details section. This information will be included in the email message your attendees will receive to invite them to the session you are scheduling. The next step is to invite them. Note that, as 6 is the maximum number of users that can be present in a multi-party session, you can only invite up to 5 of your contacts to attend the session with you. Also note that users who are still in a pending state in your React's contacts cannot be invited to an event. To add attendees, simply click on From Reacts and select the React's contacts that you would like to invite to attend your session. Find the contact you would like to invite and click on Add. This will place your contact's name in the To section on top of the Contacts panel. Repeat this step for each contact you want to invite. If you want to remove one of the contacts from the To section, you can either click on Remove beside the name of the contact in the panel or click on the small X beside the contact's name in the To section. Once you are done selecting the contacts you would like to invite to your React's event, click on Add Select Attendees. You will then see the React's contacts you selected in the Invite Attendees panel. If you would like to remove one of the contacts from the attendee list, select that contact and click on the Remove Selected Attendee. If you would like to add another contact to your attendees list, simply click on From Reacts again and select the desired contact. Once you are done entering all event details and that you have selected your contacts, simply click on Create Event to finalize the event creation process. You can also cancel the event creation process at any time by clicking on Cancel. After you will have completed your event creation and clicked on Create Event, you will see a message appear on the screen confirming that your event was successfully created. The creation of an event automatically triggers a series of notifications and actions for both the host and the attendees. Right after having completed the creation of an event, the host will see a notification in the form of a number in the Event section of the main menu. That notification indicates to the invited contact that there is a new upcoming event. Clicking on the Events thumbnail will take the user to the Events submenu. The same number notification will be found over the Upcoming Event thumbnail. Clicking on the latter will bring the user to the Upcoming Events panel. This panel displays both the events of the day and any other upcoming events. The event panel lists the name of the events, the date and time of the scheduled events, and the name of the host. Clicking on the small downward arrow to the right of the event list will open a window displaying the additional events details that the host entered when creating the event. Note that it is in this window that you will also find the Cancel Event button that the host can click on to cancel a scheduled event. To the right of each event listing, you will find a blue rectangular button which is used to either start a session when you are the host or to join a session when you are an attendee. As soon as an event is scheduled by the host, the Start button is made available so that the host could start the scheduled React's event at any time. As soon as the host clicks on Start, the event room opens up in anticipation of attendees joining the session. This provides flexibility to hosts to start an event at the scheduled time, or earlier or later than originally scheduled. Also, even if a scheduled session has taken place and been completed, The event room will remain available for the entire day. So if a host needs to continue the session with his attendees later in the day, they can simply click on Start Again and have the attendees rejoin the session. The next day, the session will appear in the Past Events section of the Event submenu. After completing the creation of a Reacts event, the host will receive an email message confirming the creation of the event. This event creation confirmation message summarizes the details of the scheduled event and the list of attendees. The host can add the event to his or her electronic calendar by simply clicking on the Add to Calendar link in the event creation confirmation message. The host will also receive an email message each time an invited attendee accepts or declines his or her invitation to join the event. This way, the host can keep track of who will be attending or not attending the scheduled React session. Now let's discuss what happens on the attendees side when they are invited to a new React event. In the React's main menu, the attendee will see a number notification over the event's thumbnail. That notification indicates to the user that there is a new upcoming event. Clicking on the event's thumbnail will bring the user to the events submenu. The same number notification will be found over the upcoming event thumbnail. Clicking on the latter will bring the user to the upcoming events panel. At the top of the panel, the attendee will see the new event invitation displayed in a red rectangle. The event invitation shows the name of the event, the date and time of the scheduled event, and the name of the host. Clicking on the small downward arrow at the right of the panel will open a window displaying the additional event details that the host has entered when creating the event. Beside the downward arrow, the attendee will find the Accept and Decline buttons. As soon as the attendee clicks on Accept, the event invitation disappears and the accepted event is automatically placed in the Upcoming Events section. As explained previously, this panel displays both the events of the day and any other upcoming events. The event panel lists the name of the event, the date and time of the scheduled event, and the name of the host. Clicking on the small downward arrow at the right of the event list will open a window to display the additional event details that the host has entered when creating the event. To the right of each event listing, the attendee will find a rectangular button which is used to join a session. That button will appear grayed out until the host has started the meeting. Clicking on the button when it is in a grayed out state will not do anything other than triggering a message telling the attendee that the host has not yet started the session. As soon as the host starts the session, the Join button becomes blue, or active, so that the attendee can click on it to join the scheduled Reacts event. As soon as a host invites an attendee to a new event, the attendee receives the new event invitation and notification directly in the Reacts Events section, as just described. In addition, the attendee also receives a Reacts event invitation message by email inviting him or her to the scheduled Reacts event. This event invitation message summarizes the details of the event and the list of attendees. The attendee can accept or decline the invitation to the event directly from the email message by clicking on the Accept or Decline buttons. As soon as the attendee clicks on either button, he or she will be brought to a web page confirming their acceptance or decline response. Note that as soon as the event invitation is accepted, it is automatically placed in the Upcoming Events section of Reacts. Finally, the attendee will receive a confirmation message that will include a summary of the event details and an ICS file allowing the user to add the event to his or her calendar. When the date and time of a scheduled event has come, the host must log into Reacts, go to the Events section, then into the Upcoming Events subsection and initiate the scheduled meeting by clicking on Start. This action places the host in the room and automatically prompts the invited attendees to join the session. While waiting for the attendees to join the meeting, the host will see their avatars and a message indicating that the system is waiting for attendees to join. As soon as the attendees join the session, they are placed in the session. On the attendees side, when the exact time of the scheduled event is reached, all attendees logged into Reacts will automatically get a pop-up message prompting them to join the scheduled event. Clicking on Join will automatically place the attendees in the session. If an attendee cannot join the session at the moment when the session prompt appears, he or she simply needs to click on Ignore, which will close the pop-up. Later, when the attendee is ready to join the meeting, he or she can simply go to the Events section, then in the Upcoming Events subsection, and click on Join. This will automatically place the attendee in the scheduled session. If an attendee needs to temporarily leave during a session, he or she can hang up and later rejoin the session by going to the Upcoming Events section and following the same steps as above. Note that only attendees who were previously invited to join the scheduled event will be allowed into the room during the event. In the present version of Reacts, it is not possible to add uninvited attendees to join a session on the fly. This option will be made available in a future Reacts update. Note also that, either as a host or as an attendee, if ever you receive an impromptu call from a contact who is not invited to the session during your Reacts event, accepting their call will automatically terminate the session that you are having with your host or attendees and connect you with your contact that just called you. In order to avoid this, ignore the incoming call and connect with that user later on when you will have completed your scheduled session. Another point to be aware of is that a host will be able to re-enter the room of a scheduled event with his or her attendees at any time during the day by following the same steps as when the scheduled event was first initiated. The host simply needs to let his or her attendees know when to rejoin the session at a later predetermined time. Finally, note that if ever a host decides to cancel a scheduled session, the scheduled event will disappear from the upcoming events listing of both the host and the attendees, and all attendees will receive an email message indicating that the previously scheduled Reacts event has been canceled.